My name is Wee Ken Tien, and I'll be presenting about the case FLZY and the Commissioner of Taxation. This is an overview of what I'm presenting today. So firstly, we'll be going through the introduction, then the facts of the case, and the issue we are discussing about, and the decision of the judges, then the implication to the tax practitioner, and lastly, the references. For introduction, the act of disposing an asset can deem the asset to be of a capital nature or income nature. To determine the nature of an asset is important as gain can result in a significant reduction under capital nature. The issue arises when determining the nature of an asset that includes both capital and income component. Doma Group is one of the largest multi-unit and commercial office development and construction company and private hotelier in the Australian Capital Territory. In early 1999, Doma Group purchased an office building known as Cyrus Building and a car park in the Woodend Town Centre in Canberra. Cyrus Building was leased to the Commonwealth Agency IP Australia until year 2002. The top floor of the wooden car park was available for public parking and the bottom level was licensed for the use of Commonwealth employees working in nearby office. The lease was entered with the expectation of the tenant would enter into a further lease upon expiry, but problem occurs when Commonwealth extended its lease for the Cyrus Building to year 2007. They no longer require any parking in the wooden car park. As the Commonwealth did not have to comply with the building code when it built the buildings, neither the building nor the car park had been built in accordance to the ACT building code, and neither of them had a certificate of occupancy. In February 2004, Doma Group launched a development application with the ACT government proposing to build a building known as Glasshouse to be leased to the Commonwealth Department. The construction was completed by August 26 and the tenant had secured the whole Glasshouse building. In October 2007, the final certificate of occupancy was issued when the final incoming tenant finished the fit out of its floor. From year 2001, unsolicited offer purchasing the wooden car park site and the glass house would be received from time to time, but then they are rejected as the intention of the Doma Group is to retain the wooden car park and the glass house as part of Doma's group income producing asset. In November 2004, Doma Group received some advice on the taxation consequences of any future sales of the glasshouse to understand the after-tax value of the glasshouse. In September 2005, a strategy paper outlined three disposal options for the glasshouse was prepared by Mr. Powderly. But Jur, the managing director of Doma's Group, stated that his intention was to build its commercial property investment portfolio. Jur seriously considered selling the glasshouse in August 2006 as he thinks that the Canberra commercial office property market was becoming overheated. Eventually, Ivan agreed to sell it. He was influenced by the nature of the Mirvac, which involved the Doma's Group acquisition of 3 commercial properties for Mirvac as part of the selling price. A subsequent offer of 77 million for the glasshouse by an alternative buyer was rejected. In June and July 2007, contract for the sales of 4 property were exchanged. The final sales of the glass house was approximately 72 million. Settlement took place on 19 July 2007. The issue discussed in the case above is whether the sales of land was on income or capital account. It was presented that there is a difference between the mere realization of a capital asset and an act done in the carrying on or carrying out of a business. The resulting profit will not be income according to the ordinary concept and usage of mankind, less a sales of property is made in an operation of business. The profit generated on the sales will be of an income character if the sales is carried out in the course of the business of profit making. A profit or gain made as a result of an isolated venture or a one-off transaction will constitute income if the property generating a profit or a gain was acquired in a business operation or a commercial transaction for the purpose of profit making by giving rise to the profit. Where a transaction occurs outside the scope of ordinary business activities, it will be necessary to find not merely that the transaction is of a commercial, but there was at the time it was entered into the intention or purpose of making a relevant profit. The judge then held that there had been no intention or purpose at the time of the acquisition of acquiring for the purpose of profit making by sales. Therefore, the asset is not of revenue income. The profit made is of capital because it proceeds from a mere realization. Practitioners may have to consider when determining the nature of an income from the sales of land, either a capital or income nature. Firstly, practitioner has to determine the character of the business carried on by the taxpayer. In this case, Doma Group is one of the largest multi-unit and commercial office development and construction company and private hotelier in the Australian Capital Territory. Secondly, we have to determine the intention of the taxpayer. In this case, juror has the intention of retaining glasshouse as a rental property. Last but not least, the extensive review and exact examination of the taxpayer activities. The activities that juror performed shows his intention to retain glasshouse as the rental property under Doma's Group. Practitioners should be aware that the characteristics of the property selling business are so generalized that it tends to be quite misleading. The characteristics include acquisition, development, and disposal. Therefore, it is vital to carefully assess the usage of particular property as the difference between income gain and capital gain is significant. Thank you.